What's going on, guys? It's Kai here, and we are finally back with some Cyberpunk 2077. CD Projekt Red held their first Night City Wire event, and it was fantastic. We saw plenty of gameplay, learned about braindancing, and more. The press were also allowed to drop the reviews on the 4-hour playthroughs they had, so there was a lot of info that wasn't necessarily revealed in the Night City Wire event that we now know. And make sure if you want to stay up to date with all things Cyberpunk, make sure to sub to the channel so you don't miss out. There will be plenty happening in the coming weeks and months. It's going to be really exciting. So the first topic I would like to discuss is on customization, specifically character customization. I do have an entire video on character customization, so if you want to check that out, it will be in the description below. We now know how many options will be available for us to use thanks to the insider press that played the 4-hour beta run through. These will include 6 skin types, 35 hairstyles, 17 eyes, 8 eyebrows, 17 mouths, 17 jaws, 17 ears, 8 pieces of cyberware, 9 types of scars, 6 types of tattoos, 11 piercings, 5 types of teeth, 8 variations of eye makeup, 5 for lip makeup, 3 forms of blemishes, 3 nipple types, 5 body tattoos, 2 body scars, and a lot of genitalia options. This is a plethora of options, and for me, the amount of hairstyles is fantastic. I always love a good crazy haircut. The 6 tattoos is kind of a letdown, so hopefully in-game, we can get others to add to our character. Now, I have seen a ton of concerned and even downright angry people about a lack of third person. Most of the comments are, why all this customization if we never see our character? My opinion on that is this. CD Projekt Red wanted Night City to feel realistic and immersive as possible, as the immersion is very important to them. They want every little detail of Night City to pop and make the city feel alive. In third person, you just can't do that. Players are going to miss the little details in third person because they're mostly seeing their characters behind. And at least for me, the world feels smaller. Games just feel bigger in first person, and it makes it feel more grand. Let me know down in the comments below how you feel about the lack of third person. I'm really curious to know. Like I said, I'm all for it. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other ways CD Projekt has planned for our players to see their character, and these will include mirrors, driving, and maybe cutscenes, or things I have no idea yet are in-game. I wouldn't think there'd be no way to see our characters given the robust character creator. And moving on to the next customization news that was shared, there is no car customization right now in the game. Pal Sasko, the lead quest designer, confirmed it in an interview with IGN. He stated, "When it comes to vehicles, as a player, you can own different vehicles, but you do not really customize them. You actually own vehicles that have already been customized. You can find different vehicles that are already tuned up, but you don't do it yourself." Now for me, this is more of a letdown than the no third person. Being able to customize a futuristic car in Night City just seems so cool. But we still can't buy customized cars, hopefully like the one in the gameplay we saw, because that car is sick. Now I can see CD Projekt Red adding car customization in a future expansion, especially if it's something everyone wants. I just think with the scale of the game they are trying to release, the car customization was too much, and instead of putting out a terrible version of it, they cut it completely and will hopefully add it in the future. The mocks were finally shown. Judy, everyone's new favorite female character, is the leader of the mocks, and she is showing V what and how braindancing works. Now I also have a video out about the gangs in Night City and everything we know thus far, so if you're interested in that, the link is in the description below. We learned that braindancing is basically a detective tool in Cyberpunk 2077. I won't say exactly similar, but it has bits of Geralt's Witcher sense and Batman's detective mode in the Arkham series. In short, it's basically a video that someone records, and with VR tech, a person can become the person who is recording it. This tech started out as a tool for therapy, but in time turned into a huge market for adult films, movies, and other entertainment. The coolest part of the entire thing is you can watch the braindance from the analysis mode, which allows you to rewind, pause, and fast forward. It gets more interesting from there. You can hear, see, and scan things the person didn't know they saw or heard. This is the detective portion that I mentioned earlier. You can focus on certain sounds to hear things that you didn't know were even present. You can scan objects and even people to find out more about them. In the example that was shown, they showed that on the security camera next to the clerk was able to be scanned, and the player could see the actual footage that was being caught by the camera above the door. And it was found out his own guys shot him. I can't even begin to imagine how many scenarios and how in-depth braindancing is going to be for this game. It literally has unlimited potential to be used in any situation. I cannot wait to see how CD Projekt Red integrated all the braindance scenarios into the game. I hope there are varying degree of difficulty as well. Some where you have to get into the nitty gritty, like scanning a mirror on a car that someone walked by to get an angle on someone who got shot from an alley in the dark. Something about being a detective in Night City just seems so cool to me. We also got more specific info on the life path choices in the game. These include the Nomad Street Kid and the Corp. I was watching the GameSpot video and they mentioned their starting stories where each one of them had a different beginning sequence of their respective path. The Corpo apparently starts you off as an established counterintelligence, and your boss wants you to take out his boss so he can be promoted. The bad thing is that boss finds out and your life gets destroyed when you get caught, and you end up on the street with no money and no cyberware. Your friend Jackie helps you on your journey back to the top. The street kid starts in a bar. The bartender needs help paying off his debt with a fixer, and with your connections you provide the help. You get the job of stealing a very expensive car to pay off the debt, in which when you are there to steal it, Jackie stops you, but then the police show up with the rich guy who owns it, and instead of killing you, tells him to throw you out somewhere. And from this moment, Jackie becomes your homie. The Nomad story starts in the Badlands, which is one of the 7 districts, which has a really big Mad Max craziness feel to it. And V has a job to smuggle something into Night City. The car breaks down and you get in trouble with the local sheriff of a little town. You finally fix your car and you meet your contact, who ends up being Jackie. You both end up in the same vehicle heading to the border, where you get stopped by a border agent. Then as you continue, there is a roadblock which you drive away from, and in the vehicle chase appear to crash. Each of these 3 starter stories, which will probably end up being the tutorial, we'll end up with a cutscene that shows the last 6 years after the set event of your life path. This will show you how your relationship with Jackie grew stronger and bring us to the present day. I actually like this choice that allows for 3 separate stories that funnel into the main story. And that is all for the core info we got. There were little things mentioned that I think are worth noting here. The first is about the Ripper Docs. They are the doctors that players will go to get all their cybernetics enhancements, including prosthetics. The one that we see is Victor Vector, assumingly the first one we meet in the game. There will be other ones throughout Night City, some operate legally and some don't. Each one of them have set cybernetics they can add to V, so finding each one will be crucial for getting more powerful. And Adam Smasher had a cameo in the gameplay as well. He's mostly known from the tabletop version of Cyberpunk. He is now full cyborg and is fully employed by the Arasaka Corp as security. I see him being one, if not the final boss in the game. He is gigantic and appears to have so much armor and weaponry. He has boss written all over him. Or maybe we can convince him to join our fight, who knows? If you guys want to know more about Adam and the other characters like Johnny Silverhand, let me know down in the comments below. I'll gladly do more lore videos. And that's gonna do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this roundup of info. If you did, drop a like and make sure to sub so you can stay up to date on all the Cyberpunk goodness. It's going to get really started in the coming weeks with all the Night City wire reveals that are coming. And let me know down in the comments below what your favorite portion of the reveal was. And until next time, peace.